Degeneracy is a plague on this planet that is corrupting people and turning people gross. Degeneracy is against eternal life, the purity of being that you need to have if you want to live forever. If you want to live forever, you need to strive for purity in your life and morality and perfectionism. Degeneracy is the lazy, hedonistic route to go. You know, if you're just into having fun and living, having as much pleasure as possible, despite the dangers and the risks, that's the degenerate route. If you want eternal life, you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of these degenerate behaviors. So let's just go through a list of some of the degenerate behaviors, because I talk a lot about degeneracy on my channel. And this is very important for eternal life, okay? Very, very important. Here we go. The first one is a broad category of junk food, alcohol, and drugs are degenerate. Clearly, these things are against your health. Anything that is against your health and is damaging your health, these things are degenerate. Okay, so smoking, drugs.
Drugs! What did they give you? Thorazine? Haldol? How much? How much? Learn your drugs. Know your doses. It's elementary.
You know, unless the drug is actually needed for your health, unless it's like a supplement or it's doing something positive, then it's degenerate. Junk food, clearly, becoming fat, obese, all of that is degenerate. You want to avoid all of that. You want to be doing what's going to promote your best health. Okay? Obviously, that's clearly obvious if you want to live forever.
No sight so sad as that of a wicked child. Do you know where the wicked go after death?
They go to hell.
And what is hell?
A pit full of fire.
And should you like to fall into that pit and be burning there forever?
No, sir.
Then what must you do to avoid it?
I must keep in good health and not die.
The next one is promiscuity is degenerate, because promiscuity will lead to getting STDs. It increases your chance of getting STDs. Also, being promiscuous, you have this kind of emotional baggage from one relationship to the next. You carry an emotional baggage with you. You're carrying it all with you, all these old thoughts and memories of previous relationships. Do you want to be bringing all that with you to the next relationship? You want to know. You want to just find one person and get it right the first time. You want to just be within one monogamous, committed relationship with the intention of being with this person for all of eternity.
Come what may. Come what may. I will love you. I will love you.
Maybe something would go wrong. Maybe you would fail in that endeavor, but at least try. At least freaking give it a try, because it is the ideal. Be with just one person and set out with that intention that both people have a mutual understanding where they're going to try to be committed forever. That is clearly the best thing. It's also the best for your safety. Also, do you want to it must be a huge emotional stress to break up with someone and have that whole breakup pain and emotional pain and stress from that. Do you want to be experiencing that? Why? That, literally, that could be bad for your health. We know stress is bad for your health. So do you want to be breaking it up with someone and then having all that stress? No. No.
Oh, baby, how can I begin again? How can I try to love someone new?
just find the right person. Take the time to vet this person properly, really know what you're getting involved with. Find and be picky. When it comes to finding a mate, be picky. I cannot stress that enough. Have very, 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 very high standards. And if you're not being a hypocrite, if you're measuring up to those same standards, then it should not be a problem for you to expect those same standards in someone else. And yes, this is going to limit the amount of people that you're interested in because you have such high expectations, but don't settle. Okay? And it could take a lot longer to find your ideal relationship. Maybe it'll take you 100 years. Maybe it'll take you 200 years to find someone you're actually interested in being with forever. Oh well, that's okay. If you're going to live forever, maybe, so you're going to have the time, you're going to have that 200 years to find that perfect person. Not that they're perfect, but that they're measuring up to your basic standards. And not that they need to be a perfect person, but you should have high standards for your mate, your eternal soulmate, right? Your eternal love. Like, that's an important person, and you want to be with someone who's actually going to help you live forever, who's going to be smart in regards to the way they're living, and they're not going to make some dumb choice that's going to get you killed, or they're going to have a basic level of trust where you can trust this person so they're not going to freaking cheat on you, for instance, and bring home STDs and all this kind of thing. Because that does happen. It is not uncommon for people to get married and there's literally going to be someone that cheats on you, gets AIDS, and brings it home and gives you AIDS. And that's how evil people are. So just be wary of that and have a strong, strict vetting process.
I call it extreme vetting. I call it extreme vetting.
And that brings me to the third thing on the list of degenerate behaviors, and that is freaking cheating on someone. Being unfaithful in a relationship, adultery. This, since ancient times, this has been one of the most degenerate things in society. People have understood that this is evil and degenerate, and we've tried to discourage and stigmatize adultery. It's very, very evil. So, clearly that's immoral. If you go in a relationship with someone and you have an understanding, an agreement, a kind of contract, and that's the importance of marriage. It's a contract where people have an agreement that they're going to be faithful to each other. That's important. So, breaking that commitment is as degenerate as it gets. The next thing on my list of degenerate behaviors is degenerate content, like that you're consuming, such as degenerate movies, degenerate music, like music with a message that's indoctrinating you and programming your brain into accepting degeneracy.
Another cigarette and I'm so bored. They made us drinks to drink. We drunk and got drunk.
Put your drinks up.
We like to sleep all day and party on.
I got no passion. That's right.
Drink my beer and smoke my weed.
I got filthy ways. I get what you get in 10 years, in 2 days.
Well, it sounds like crap, right?
No, I mean, I like it.
And we see this everywhere. There's music with a bad message that is promoting immorality. It's promoting all kinds of evil things. So be careful of the content and the media you're consuming, the television shows. What are you filling your brain with? Do you think that that's not going to corrupt your soul in some way? Not your soul, that's the wrong word. Your brain. It's going to corrupt your brain. It's going to make you, some of that, we like to think we have a strong filter and we can watch all this stuff and we're not going to be affected by it. But maybe you will be affected by it. If you're constantly filling your brain with horrible music, that's promoting a bad message, bad movies. This could really affect you on a deep level. We're kind of like robots. Human beings, we're a little bit like robots, and we can be programmed in a negative way subconsciously. All this stuff is going into our brains, corrupting us. So be careful, be watchful, be mindful of this type of stuff you're listening to and the kind of stuff you're watching. Now, the next thing on this list of degeneracy is mass immigration. Now, I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to go too in-depth on this, but anyone who is promoting mass immigration of other cultures is degenerate, okay? Because we have beautiful culture in the West, we have a beautiful culture, and we would not like to see that get destroyed by other cultures that are inferior.
Not only our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, non-stop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America, from then and on, will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Throwing your entire nation under the bus, like letting your entire nation be destroyed and overrun by mass immigration, other cultures, letting them come in. This is the ultimate form of cuckery, that these people need to be shamed. So anyone who would endorse a candidate who is openly pro-mass immigration, pro-open borders, you know, they don't care about preserving the demographics of the culture. You know, they don't care if the Western America, the demographics change so drastically, like this kind of thing. This is the ultimate form of cuckery. That these people are degenerate and they should be shamed.
In any of our elections before.
That was a great pivot off the fact that she wants open borders, okay? How did we get onto Putin? So just to finish on the borders, yes. She wants open borders. People are going to pour into our country. People are going to come in from Syria. She wants 550% more people than Barack Obama. And he has thousands and thousands of people. They have no idea where they come from.
The greatest thing we can do is just unite and love on each other, and like no barriers, no borders. Like we all need to just coexist.
I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton.
Most of these people are liberals. They're on the liberal side. Now, most of the right-wing people, the far right-wing people, they're going to be correct on this issue. They're going to be against mass immigration. We want to protect Western civilization. We want to be more nationalistic. And this is how we protect what we've built up in the West with the morality that we have here, the values. It's awesome. We see that Western culture is superior. Vastly superior to pretty much everywhere else in the entire world. We have the basic core value of freedom here. We respect freedom of speech. We don't throw gay people off the cliff and off the rooftop.
I do not, and this is important, the reason I keep bringing up the gay thing is I do not want to be thrown off a building or stoned to death.
Right, we have a basic morality. We have a lot of progress that we've made here. For the most part, we're not a racist society. This is good. We want to keep it this way. In other cultures, they don't have these basic core values, and they're a lot worse off for it. The third world, it's an awful place compared to the first world, Western civilization. Clearly. And that brings me to the next degenerate thing, which is racism. Racism is disgusting. It is awful.
White people should just shut the fuck up.
I'm sick of white people.
Fuck the white man.
I hate white people on sight.
I don't like white people. I fucking hate them.
I'm not proud to be white.
You're fucking a white male!
No matter the color of our skin, we must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We must rediscover the bonds of love and loyalty that bring us together as Americans. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs.
And here's the thing. Be careful who you call a racist. For instance, you can be an ethno-nationalist and not be a racist. So be very careful who you call a racist. Now, the next thing on my list is anti-Semitism is freaking degenerate. And there's a freaking lot of anti-Semitism. You know, people condescending to Jews and acting like Jews are this plague on the earth, and it is so, I mean, if I was a Jew, I would be literally, like, scared for my life. All the evil that is spoken against Jews.
Well, but it's 100% true. I mean, if there's one thing we should realize, it's, in general, the world hates Jews, you know?
And there's this weird generalization. Like, yes, I get it. If people want to call out specific Jews in high places, elite Jews that are doing bad things, call them out by name as individuals, or call out a Jewish organization that you think is doing something bad. Okay? But do not make this weird generalization of Jews. Like, do not say Jews are bad or anything. That is so stupid, because there's bad people of every race, of every group. Why would you make this weird generalization when it comes to Jews? Most Jews are just good people. Okay? They're not involved in any kind of behavior that is trying to sabotage Western civilization. Okay? But some are. So what? So what? Call those specific Jews out that are doing those bad things, and don't make this generalization.
How could you possibly not get that? How could you not see the value of that tribe of people? One after another, after another, after a Nobel Prize, after a comedian, after a writer, after a genius, after a smart, friendly, productive member of society. The Jews are fantastic. Okay? Accept it.
Don't be anti-Semitic. Seriously. You know what? I'll take a step further. Don't even joke about being anti-Semitic. Don't even make these anti-Jew jokes, because it's not funny. And because you know what? It starts out as a joke. It starts out as a joke. It starts out as a joke, a little YouTube comment that says, gas the kikes. And the next thing you know, people are endorsing it for real. People are actually taking the next step, and they're actually going out there and doing hate crimes against Jews and that kind of thing. So it starts out as a joke. It starts out innocently as a playful thing. Then the next thing you know, it's real. So don't even joke about hating Jews or anything like that. It really needs to stop. Now the next thing on my list is bestiality and the sexualization of children. Now these are two things we see more these things are happening more and more in the world. We see this.
What's up guys, Whitney, Wisconsin here, and I'm about to give 10 more reasons on why I believe that women should have sex with dogs.
On why I believe that women should have sex with dogs.
So let me just get this straight. So this is a toddler, and this is a tiara. So if this is a toddler and this is a tiara, then the television show must look something like... What the f***? Am I the only one that sees something drastically wrong here?
These kinds of things are very degenerate, and we need to be very vigilant and judge these people, you know, because literally you think, yes, it's small now, you think that this is not a big problem right now, but literally it could become a big problem if we do not keep this sort of thing in check. Now, the next degenerate behavior on the list is butt sex. Butt sex is degenerate, and look, it's degenerate because we don't want this to spread. We don't want this to become normalized. We don't want to endorse this type of behavior and set a bad example for children and so on. Literally, we don't want a new generation of children to be raised thinking that this is okay. And so we need to stigmatize this for the health of a society. Literally, the more people who are doing butt sex, the more diseases there are going to be everywhere. Like, there are going to be diseases in the sexual marketplace because people are having butt sex and they're spreading it around, all these weird STDs. And this is gross. And this is where literally some of the religious people had it right. You know, like in the Bible, it talked about the Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, there was a story of literally a whole city that got destroyed because people were doing butt sex. And not that I believe in any of that stuff, but it's like the idea of that it's so gross that this hypothetical God would have destroyed a whole city because of it. It's that kind of thing that maybe should, you know, alert us to maybe that is a problem. Maybe that is maybe the religious people got it right when it comes to butt sex, because it's pretty freaking gross. Okay? It is really sick.
Okay, so butt sex. Now, I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty gross. Like, I really don't want to put a penis in my butt. And I really don't see why a guy would want to stick their penis in a butt. Do you understand that butts are where shit comes out of? It's just gross. It makes me mad. Like, it's really gross. Like, here, let me stick my penis in your butthole. No. No. Bye. Like, don't even talk to me anymore. That's gross. Period. Like,
It should repulse us. It's repulsive. And if you're gay, this is not an attack on gay people. Plenty of heterosexual people have butt sex just as much as gay people. And there's a lot of gay people that don't have butt sex. And look, if you were gay, you could just be abstinent, or you could wait around until there's some kind of gay conversion therapy that actually works. It's only a matter of time till we're going to have a gay conversion therapy that actually works and will essentially cure gay people from being gay. Like, it's only a matter of time. So just be patient and wait, and don't go have butt sex. Be patient and seriously have some self-control for your eternal life, people. The next degenerate behavior is literally slut pride. We see these slut pride walks. People are like proud to be sluts, and they're promoting this. And the next generation of children is being corrupted. you're seeing that they're gonna look up to these sluts and think, oh, this is how I should be. Oh, this is empowerment. Oh, this is true feminism. And they're breaking away from the traditions of purity, of, like, you know, being modest. There's something great about being modest and pure, and we need to promote that, not this sluttiness. The next thing on the list is bad parenting. Bad parenting is literally destroying the world. These parents who literally just offer their children into the public schooling system, but they don't counter it. They don't counter the propaganda that the children get at school with any kind of home education. The parents are too brainwashed themselves to know how to counter the propaganda. So they just let the children go into the public schooling system and be brainwashed by the system into, you know, cultural Marxism and ultimately degeneracy. The children grow up to be degenerate because they are being brainwashed in the schools. I have no problem if parents want to put their children into the public schooling system, but only do that if you're able to re-educate your children and offer some kind of balanced education at home where you're kind of giving them an alternative to what they're being taught at school. So there needs to be a balance to it. Obviously, if you overprotect your child, that could lead to problems too, if you're only offering them one viewpoint. Children, would be best if they're exposed to multiple viewpoints and they can kind of choose on their own. But if they're only hearing what they hear in the public schools, they could totally be brainwashed into that mode of thinking, and they're gonna grow up and be brainwashed, degenerate lemmings. The next thing is laziness. Laziness is degenerate. Now, this is one of the 7 deadly sins. Sloth. Now more than ever, we cannot be lazy. We have to use our time in the pursuit of our eternal life. We have to be using our time to spread the message that living forever is possible, that we could cure aging. This is for our eternal life. And if we don't use our time wisely, we're going to die. We don't have any time to waste, people. We're literally fighting for our lives here. If we don't cure aging on time, we're going to die. This is life or death. This is serious. So now is not the time to be lazy. Laziness will get you killed. Something that could be included in laziness, the laziness category, is video game addiction. So many people just waste their life playing video games. What a shame. Think about what they could be doing with their life, but they're just wasting it, doing some stupid video game addiction.
Look at you. Why don't you do something with your life? Sit around here all day. You contribute nothing to society. You're just taking up space.
So, get red-pilled yourself. Get green-pilled. And do something important with your life. Find a passion that is not literally a waste of your life, such as playing video games. The next degenerate behavior on my list is pornography and faping. Now, people are addicted to this, and they need to stop. This is not the best thing. This is not the best thing. It corrupts your mind. You do not want to have your mind corrupted by watching these sexual pornographic images. You need to stop it. Stop it. Okay? I know it can be addicting. This is something where you have to put your willpower to the test. If you can stop this addiction, then you can apply this willpower to other areas of your life. If you can just get over this, so many guys are addicted to this, you're going to be way better off by just stopping it altogether. And that's going to be better for your eternal life. And it's a wasted energy. If you don't waste your energy into this degenerate thing of faping and pornography, then you can use that energy to pursue your eternal life. And that's going to help you live forever. So, that is important. You know, think about it. What a distraction. What a waste of time. Don't you have better things to be doing? And look, I've been there. I've done that stuff myself, but I'm getting over it. I am healing myself from that, and I'm gonna stop. Okay, I've made it a goal of mine to completely stop, and it should be stopped. Alright, here's another thing that's degenerate. People with a temper who cannot control their temper, people who are violent, who just lash out in violence like they cannot control themselves, these are the dangerous type of people you don't want to have in your life.
Hell? What's up? Fuck out my yard! Oh shit, okay. Oh my god. Dude.
Shame. 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 Shame.
You want to have people in your life who are very in control of themselves. Who, even if they were to get extremely mad, they would never lash out in violence. They have an ability to control their temper. Alright, the next thing that is degenerate is people who are unwilling to judge the degeneracy of our world. These people who don't want to be judgmental, they don't want to call out any of these degenerate people, they don't want to judge people because they're people pleasers. They care too much about what society and what other people think of them that they're not willing to take a stand on any of these issues. They're not willing to be hated, they're not willing to get enemies because they're kind of cowardly. And so, we need to be willing to take a stand and not be a fence sitter on all this stuff. Take a stand on these issues, and if you are against these degenerate behaviors, say so. Make your voice heard, take a stand, and that is the brave thing to do. Yes, people are going to hate you for it, but do it, because this is how you help the world. This is how you clean up society. You keep society fit by judging these people, by cleaning up the streets from these degenerate people. And we clean up the streets by stigmatizing these people and shaming them so hard that they're literally ashamed to come out in public. I'm sure there are a lot more degenerate behaviors, but I don't want this video to be too long. And let me just put the last thing on the list of degenerate things, and that is deathism. Anyone who is promoting death, especially to children, because children are the most vulnerable to being brainwashed into accepting death. So people who are telling children that it's okay that you're going to die and get old and rot in the ground, that's natural, that's the good thing. What evil crap is that? So deathism. Deathism is like top of the list when it comes to degeneracy. And anyone who is literally against anti-aging, anyone who is saying that we need to die, that we need to die, we need to die and make room for the next generation of people. What type of sick, deluded, twisted crap is that? Death is sucky. Death makes our life, it ruins everything, okay? Death ruins everything. And we need to be fighting to live forever physically on this earth. And anyone who is against that message, anyone who is promoting death, saying that we humans should just accept our fate, we should just die, that's the natural course of things. Those people are degenerate, and we need to judge them and shame them. Those are the deathists. So, that's my list. And, there's really so many more things that could be added on this list of degeneracy, but those are probably covers the most important, most extreme things as far as degeneracy. So, that's it. May you live forever.